Last episode we made this, and I want to keep expanding on the nature around this whole area. I want to get more rocks in here, more mountain up here, and hopefully a forest back here. Right now it just feels like there's a few builds like plopped in among the landscape, and I want to really make the landscape feel custom. First I want to do something super quick and easy. I just want to build up this rock here and make it more of a cliff face. So yeah, let me do that real quick. And now I feel like the landscape just looks more shaped and like lived in. Okay, I also just put in this like facade wall back here. I want it to just kind of shape out the back so the trees don't look like they're floating as much. Yeah, see how that just like adds some grandeur to this lighthouse? It was feeling a little plopped on the land there, and now it's like kind of built in. I'm gonna get started on the forest, but I want it to be raised off the ground a little, so I'm just building like a dirt wall. Keeping everything raised is gonna block off the sight lines to the ugly like ocean out there, so I think this will look a lot better. Plus it creates a fun natural path along the border. I also added some boulders along the wall so that it could feel more built into the ground. Okay, I've built up kind of a pathway here that we can fill the forest around. I want to really be able to like walk through. I want to build some branching pathways coming through like different areas. I've got kind of a rocky wall going back here. Maybe we'll build that up and have a waterfall just to really block the sight line of this mass right here. I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I added some granite here with some terracotta just to blend it into the rock so it doesn't look like they're just sticking out, and I think that looks really nice. And already like walking along this path, this really pushes your eye towards the lighthouse. Before it was like a big open field, so this is a much better sight line. I think I'm gonna put a tree in here just to see what a tree looks like. Yeah, I mean, if anything, this might be too tall. We might need to only do a few of these tall trees, maybe like 3, and then we'll size down on a lot of the rest of them. I also just want to like highlight the top a little bit. I just had jungle leaves on hand. I don't know if this is the best leaf to use for highlights, but yeah, okay, I think that gets the job done. I'll do a little bit more though. Okay, I went ahead and built one more tree, and I think it's proven the fact that I need to start building the forest. But first, I'm gonna need a lot of materials, so cue the montage. It's already looking so much more immersive. Genuinely, just having grass down here is so gorgeous. And these tall grasses, I tried to block the view of the lighthouse as much as possible before you get to this specific part. You walk through and there's a little small path over here, and then it opens up to the lighthouse. This is stunning. And this is like, I built this whole forest around just that view. And there's a nice little log here. I use the shelves. The shelves kind of blend in here. I wanted to do like, if there was like a half slab, that would be nice. If there was half slabs, this is the closest you can get to that. I would do shelf half slab here just to really blend out this angle, but this honestly works pretty well for what we've got. I saved this in case I want to expand out later. I feel like I really like summer camps. I want this to feel like one of those like slasher summer camps. Maybe I'll expand the trees and forest down to the water line, so it's like I'm going to camp, which would be really cool. And I could build like canoes and a dock and everything, and like pool floaties out there. But yeah, I really just need to add in some flowers into the ground, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Now I really just want to go through and like smooth out the paths with leaf litter. Leaf litter might be the best invention by Mojang because it blends grass and coarse dirt together so well, and it automatically makes a path better. Boom, curve right there. Ooh, this podzel's a little weird. Like, maybe I could blend it in better. Oh my god, it's so gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. It's so subtle. It's literally just like a smooth transition simulator. Look at that. Boom. So yeah, that is the forest pretty much. And there are leaves everywhere and boulders. And now I just want to put a big cliff up here so it gets darker in the forest. That is going to require a lot of stone, so I'm going to need a mining session. And to be honest, now that I've made this forest, I kind of want a log farm. I might build one up behind the man-made mountain. This was without a doubt the worst tutorial I've ever followed. First of all, and second of all, the worst farm. It didn't work. It literally didn't work. And then I tried to fix it and it blew up. I'm not gonna tell you who it was, but on to the next design. I'm gonna find a different design. I'm just gonna take some of these materials back. In fact, I'm almost positive that was an AI voice now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm a little embarrassed, but it's okay. Okay, I've destroyed that horrible farm, and now let's start the new one. Like, genuinely, this is amazing. This works better than I ever thought it would. I have this sheep farm from an earlier episode, and I think it's time to use it and dye all these sheep light gray so I can use light gray wool as my cliff. Okay, I gathered a lot of materials off camera just because, like, mining montages can get a little boring. I got a bunch of tuff. I got all the deep slate I need. Just like cliffy materials. The one thing I don't actually have is probably stone. So hold on. I realized I like never show you guys my nether. So this is my boat gateway from my desert to this new area. It's pretty crazy. It's a little jank. Like there's like acacia planks and acacia buttons, and then back there it's spruce. Yeah, this is how I get back and forth since it's so far away. Okay, behind this cliff area, we have our beacon. Right here, we can insta-mine stone. There we go. And I think with that, we can finally start the cliff. All right, okay, we're gonna ignore this little cliff edge because that's I'll probably extend this out that way in a future episode. But for right now, this is stunning. The wall really helps. It's so nice. There we go, immersive. So it's very unfinished, as you can tell. I need to put like a pond here. Oh wow, look at that. I'm gonna put a pond here that this waterfall's flowing into. This waterfall's very nice. It's like classic B-dub style waterfall. He's paved the way. This water, I don't know if I want it to be real water, if I want it to be glass. I kind of just like Minecraft water, and we have Minecraft water over here. I think I make the glass. I can waterlog the glass and make it go into that. That would be nice. Okay, here's the thing. It's gonna need to be a small pond because we have these trees here. Let me just break this out for now. If I can just curve it around this border and kind of build it up like a landmass. Oh, hey, let's see what this looks like. Well, and you know what? I don't hate it. What if this tree is like a freestanding tree moment? Yeah. Okay. Things are happening. Okay, I am not mad about this. I need this dirt though, because now I need to build a little bowl down here. And by bowl, I mean bowl. Oh God, not this guy again. Okay, that was actually incredibly easy. This gets a little complicated only because I don't know how to like blend. Oh yeah, okay, well, there's my answer. This is actually the perfect block to get some brown in, and that will transition nicely into the dirt. Although I kind of just want this to be mud on the bottom here. Maybe we do some mud, some not mud. I gotta go grab some mud, hold on. Okay, I'm just gonna fill this whole thing with ice so that it fills with water because I don't want to do the kelp method right now. I'm too lazy. Yeah, I probably don't have enough ice. That's fine. I'm doing kelp. Okay, I have a few things of glass. Let's see where we can put this. I definitely want, boom. Maybe we do gray here. Okay. Gray. Oh, okay. Yeah. And yeah. I kind of want one like out. There's got to be a better tool to break glass with. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, this pond is not big enough to support this waterfall, but we're going to ignore the environmental implications for a second and just suspend our disbelief, okay? Because that's not our problem right now. And who knows, maybe it'll get bigger. Maybe this becomes a river that flows back down to the ocean over here. Again, future problem. A little bridge right here would be cute. So yes, future problem. I'm sure I'll do that eventually. Maybe when the summer camp comes. I really like when there's like man-made things in nature. So I kind of want to put a little wooden water tower right here. I know there's fresh water right here, but maybe they need a place to get fresh water. Guys, the lore camp, you can't think too hard about it, okay? You can't, it's not that deep. We're gonna pretend. Well, I'm gonna start building the water tower after I detailed this little area. Okay, boom, plants. Can this be fully waterlogged? That's nice. That's really nice. Not too much of that. We can't overuse. Do I have brown dye? I want like reeds in the forest. That would be really nice. Where's my big dripstone? Drip leaf, drip, drip. Sure, that's fun. Boom, boom, boom. Little lily pads, even though there's already lily pads in this game. Guys, we can moss this area up. Moss. Definitely some moss right there. That block just needed that moss. Oh my god, you could see me slowly lose my mind during these episodes. Okay, this is a fun trick. You put leaves waterlogged like this, and it's like a algae moment. I don't know about algae in a flowing river. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe it's just like leafy bits coming up. Definitely in this like trapped area over here. Okay, this is oldest trick in the book. Well, it's like the oldest, newest trick in the book, where you put a candle. Oh my god, there's nowhere good to put it. It's gotta go here. You put a candle on a glass pane like this. Boom, it's a reed. Okay, just one. Two is ugly. We're not doing that again. Can I shove one down there? Yeah. Honestly, that's not the worst thing on the planet. Boom. Wow, nature. How fun is that? All right, now we can start building the water tower. Just looking at it with shaders on, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. I want it to peek through like this. Okay, let me turn the shaders off real quick. But yeah, it just peeks over. Look at that. How nice. I come over here. Let me land on this tree. Boom, water tower. I love the birds flying away, the little candles. It's just nice. It's nestled in there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come back to watch me build a summer camp. If you like slasher movies, subscribe.